Today in Parking Network News, Europe breaks 1 billion for contactless transactions, gtechna talks about the advantages of pay by plate, Sydney, Australia found the solution for cluttered parking signs, and does free parking lead to a shopping boom? Welcome to Parking Network News. My name is Tom Bissett. Nothing's moving faster than the payments market. We've set to see a massive increase in the amount of contactless payments the world over, and the big news at the end of 2015 Q2 is that Visa Europe cardholders have worked tirelessly, pulling no punches in their purchasing power to make over 1 billion contactless payments over the last 12-month period. Just in the Netherlands alone, the amount of contactless transactions made in the first 2 quarters of 2015 was more than the total sum of 2014. Here's an overview of the figures provided by Visa Europe in their recent press release. More than 12.6 billion euros spent in total across Europe, 130 million Visa contactless cards are now in circulation across the continent. UK leads the pack with top number of contactless card issued, 49.6 million. Poland takes second place for contactless transactions with 49.7 million, following the UK's 52.6 million. By 2020, all Visa point-of-sale terminals in Europe will accept contactless payments. In recent years, we've seen a huge spike in demand for pay-by-plate technologies. It is obvious to parking professionals that these technologies are the way to go, because it's more efficient and at the same time it grows revenue. gtechna recently published the first episode of their Challenges by Pay-by-Plates video series. Every Monday they publish a new episode on gtechna.com. Let's have a look at the first episode.
Parkers, citizens, finally have a way now with a smartphone application to basically prepare their vehicle data, their plate information, and basically pay for their parking session through a smartphone application. This is finally the way it should be done. It should be simple. It should be a great user experience. And the nice thing is the money with that payment session for that plate, it stays with the customer. So if the customer moves that vehicle 1 block, 2 blocks because they got to go to the pharmacy, this is an added benefit. They don't have to add more money to basically their plate. Their plate became a meter.
Go to gtechna.com for an episode on every Monday, or visit their company profile on parking-net.com to download the Pay-by-Plate ebook and stay up to date with gtechna's developments. In Sydney, Australia, they found the solution for cluttered parking signs. The solar-powered signs post different restrictions based on the time of day. At the bottom, they have a matte grey screen similar to those on ebook readers. They communicate on a cellular network with a central authority to display messages, telling motorists there's no parking between 3 and 6 p.m, for instance, or warning of towing enforcements during special events. Roads and Maritime Services collaborated with Vision Next to install over 100 signs across the city. You can read more about it in today's blog section on parking-net.com. As published by Dutch newspaper The Telegraph, the claim is that free city parking leads to much more foot traffic and thus higher revenues for retailers. This was found to be the consequence in both Cardigan and Nijmegen after pay and display ticket machines were vandalised in Cardigan and an electrical fault in the parking meter payment system in Nijmegen. On the phone today is Monique Plume, chairman of Vexpan. Hello Monique, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. What is Vexpan's take on this?
Well, this is about paid parking, and paid parking is not a business just to collect money. It shouldn't be, at least. Only if there's an accessibility problem, paid parking might be a solution.
Considering the unplanned success that free parking has brought to both Nijmegen and Cardigan, why doesn't this apply to all cities?
The degree to which a free parking policy could be successful is determined by local conditions. Cardigan is a very small city of only 4,000 inhabitants, I believe. And in the Netherlands, no city like this has paid parking. And Nijmegen was a temporary situation, I can't exactly recall. But back to what I said, if there is no accessibility problem, parking regulation is not required at all. It will more or less harm retail business, as only few visitors want to go there anyway. And if there is an accessibility problem due to many visitors to an attractive center and parking facilities are constantly occupied by long-term parkers, parking regulation will increase circulation turnaround and will lead to available capacity of parking spaces for visitors. And this is important for retailers.
What would Vexpan's advice be on how to regulate parking during peak hours?
Parking regulation is a policy matter for the local government, but in general, if there is an accessibility problem, paid parking is a useful instrument. And if you want to differentiate with parking times, you should not offer free parking at peak times, Christmas shopping in December, for example. You better should make parking more attractive, offering free or reduced parking in the off-peak moments. This promotes the spreading of cars in time and reduces parking pressure during peak times. But parking regulation should primarily separate long-term and short-term parking, creating available parking capacity at short walking distance for visitors and promote long-term parkers to use facilities elsewhere.
Thank you so much, Monique.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Parking Network News. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, don't forget to check out our website and social media for your daily updated information. See you next week.